Now, I want to show you a few different tools that can help you integrate your blog with your Twitter page and vice versa. One of which is going to be Twitter tools, and that's what we're going to be doing here and now. And there's just so many different tools, and there's more and more popping up every single day that can do pretty much the same thing. Each one has its own little variant. So what I'm going to show you here, you can apply to just about any of these other tools, and then just stick with the one that you like the best for your personal reasons. Now, this first one, Twitter Tools, we can do this a couple of ways. One is the old fashioned way. In other words, if you do not have version 2.7 on your blog, I suggest get it. I mean, you're going to fall in love with yourself having done so, but if you don't, then you simply go to the WordPress plugin directory, and this is the address here, wordpress.org/extend/plugins, and then I took it to a step further and went to search for Twitter tools, and then it brings us to this page here, and you simply download it and you unzip it, and then you remove the folder from within that folder and then upload that folder via FTP, bing bang boom, into your wp-content/plugins folder. And here you have it. Now then, there's a couple of ways that I do this that, maybe a little bit different than others, but after I unzip it, I download it first off to my desktop, and then I unzip it, and then I remove the folder from within that folder and put it in a folder I have called plugins, within a folder I have called blog stuff. Okay, so this way everything that is in my plugins folder is ready for upload. There's not another folder inside of here that is titled Easy PayPal or Email Users or FeedBurner Feedsmith. That's what I did there. So if you understood what I meant, cool. If not, don't worry about it. Just install the plugins the way you normally do. I don't want to confuse the issue more than I already have. So that being said, you now have the plugin for Twitter Tools. And as of the recording of this video, the latest version is 1.5.1a. Now then, I'm going to head on back over to the dashboard of my blog, which is version 2.7. And if you have version 2.7, and if you don't, this is going to be one of the reasons why you want it. If you come on down here along the left-hand side, go to Plugins, and if you scroll down to the bottom here, you can go here, and this will take you where we were just at, the plugin directory, or right here, this will keep us within our page, and if we search by terms or author, or anyway, okay, so let's go with term and do Twitter Tools. See if this pops up. Come on down here till we find Twitter Tools. And as you can see, there's a little bit of a write-up on it. And right here, you click on Install. And guess what, folks? There is no downloading to your desktop that you then have to upload to your FTP or through your FTP client to your server. Nope. You click on Install, and before you can blink or say, wow, this is pretty neat, it's already installed on your blog. It's downloaded into your blog, unzipped, some kind of magic happenings, I don't know what, don't care, it just works great. And that's another reason why you want to get the install plugins. Now, if this is a new version of WordPress that you've just started, but you have a whole bunch of plugins on your desktop, then you can do this. Okay, not that. Where are we at here? Go to Add New of your plugins, and you can just browse here for your desk on your computer for the zip file of the plugin, and then click on Install Now. It will bring it on into your WordPress server. It'll unzip it, and boom, it is installed. And then all you have to do, it'll ask if you want it activated, and that's the only thing that you have to do yourself. But it is just amazing how this stuff works with the new WordPress 2.7. Okay, that's it. Now we know how to get the plugins installed. I already have Twitter Tools installed. I do not have it activated, so we want to now go to, the installed plugins. Come on down here, Twitter Tools. Over here, click on Activate. It is now activated. And sometimes if there's some additional configuration required, it'll tell you here. But what I would do before you just jump right into it, over on the left-hand side of the page under Settings, check to see if there's something in here titled the plugin that you just installed. In which case, give it a click. And we do here. So clicking Twitter Tools. Because anything having to do with Twitter, a plugin having to do with Twitter on your WordPress blog, it's going to need to know what to do with the plugin. In other words, it's going to need to know your username. Sometimes, a lot of times, it's going to also need to know the password for your Twitter page. Don't worry about it, just do it. And then in this case, you can click here to test the login info. Enable this option to create a tweet every time you post on your blog. Right now, I'm trying this out and it's working for me pretty good. Whereas, yes, I wanted to create a tweet. Set this on by default. I'm leaving that as no. Create a blog post from each of your tweets. Now, this to me tells me there's going to be a vicious circle of death here. Every time that I create a blog post, it's going to create a tweet. Every time I create a tweet, it's going to create a blog post. And then it creates a tweet. And then it creates a blog. And then but so far it hasn't worked out that way. It works pretty good. I think that originally this was an issue, and if you encounter that, circle of doom there, just come on back here and untick one of these guys, or change it to no, and then all will be right with the world. And this here says experimental digest features, and that's all I need to see to avoid it until it no longer has a red box around it and says experimental. But if you want to play with this, go for it. I don't think there's any problems with it, just that I don't mess with the digest. Category for your tweet posts. This being a new blog, I haven't got around to adding additional categories. I still have the default uncategorized. So anyway, if you wanted to create an additional category on your blog for just your tweet posts and then note it here, more power to you. Tags, or otherwise known as keywords for your tweet posts, whatever floats your boat, toss them in there. Author for the tweet post, in this case, moi. Exclude, no, I want to include the at replies. And tweets to show in your sidebar, 5, 4, 10, 20. 20 is the max, folks, and that's regulated by the folks over at Twitter. So you put in 25 or 30, sorry, it's not going to happen. You're only going to get 20 max. Create tweets from your sidebar. This is a cool feature, and I'm going to say yes on that. And the JS library to use, totally up to you if you know what you're doing here. Otherwise, I find that there is no difference between the two. The prototype works fine, jQuery works fine. So whatever's default on yours when you install this, just leave it unless you know what you're doing and play around with it. Give Twitter Tools the credit for this. I'd say sure, go for it. It's totally up to you, but I say share the love. Update Twitter Tool options. Click on that. Okay, we're good. Now that this is, by the way, folks, a widget, so you can go on over here to the appearance section under widgets, and you want to activate this or slide it on over to your sidebar. So we come on down here. We see right now there's nothing in our sidebar. Come on down, come on down, come on down, come on down. Twitter Tools, click on Add. And if you click on Edit, it's just going to take you right back to the page we were just from, or that we were just on. So also, once you add something into your sidebar, you must click on Save Changes, or it's going to be like it just never happened. So we're good. Changes saved. Head on over to our demo site. And of course, these are the defaults. They will go bye-bye, I believe, as soon as we activate that widget. So we refresh the page. There we have it. Here is one post that was done 2 days ago. Here is another post. You can see they're all started by the arrows here. Okay. And if you want more, you can always click on here. And here's where you can post your tweet. And here's our little thank you for Twitter Tools. And that's going to bring us to the end of this particular tool tutorial. Next up to bat, we're going to go over the one that's kind of sort of like the Twitter Tools, and it's called Tweet My Blog.